Hello everyone, this is Shadow. Due to copyright restrictions on YouTube, I can't publish many of the audiobooks you love. That's why I've created a special paid service where you can enjoy over 300 high-quality audiobooks from platforms like Webnovel, Pocket FM, Audible, Wuxia, and more. Each novel comes as a one-time purchase, no subscriptions, no hidden fees. After payment, you'll receive full access via Telegram, along with all future updates for that novel. You'll find a wide selection of your favorite genres and titles, always in premium audio quality. Check the full list of available novels in the description. DM me now to get your favorite stories in audiobook form and start listening today. Chapter 681, Evolution of the Inner World. Finally, I've grasped the rule of time. Lin Yuan's face was vibrant, having mastered the rule of time as a 9th rank being. In the vast main universe, such a precedent had never before been set, because it was too difficult to achieve. Even in the records of the Magic Jade Tower and the profound Yellow Lineage, only the fabled innate temporal beings and a very few wondrous creatures could accomplish this feat. The so-called temporal life forms are mysterious beings capable of traveling back and forth across numerous timelines. The ultimate end of cultivation for a 12th rank supreme being is to transform into a temporal life form. The rule of time. Lin Yuan closed his eyes. Having comprehended the rule of time, Lin Yuan's physical soul underwent no change. But he could palpably sense the existence of the vast river of time. It should be known that before comprehending the rule of time, even an 11th rank powerhouse would not sense the river of time. To be ignorant of the mountain when one is in the midst of it. I am now capable of significantly slowing my own flow of time, Lin Yuan thought to himself. Before understanding the rule of time, Lin Yuan could slow down his own time flow, but it was far from significant. But now, Lin Yuan could slow his own experience of time by 1,000, 10,000, or even by hundreds of thousands of times. Tens of thousands of years might pass in the outside world, while Lin Yuan would experience only 1 year. This is also the main method by which those powerful ancient gods in the depths of the universe prolong their lifespans. A small portion of ancient gods have the conditions to attempt the ultimate, but they dare not try for fear of failure. Thus, they keep waiting for an opportunity, prolonging their lifespans over one epoch after another by slowing down their time flow. Of course, in the eyes of these ancient gods, the time they live through might just be 10 years or several decades, yet for the main universe, billions of years have passed. Slowing the flow of time is of no use to me. Lin Yuan shook his head slightly. He had plenty of life left and had no need to cling to existence in such a manner. The river of time? Lin Yuan looked towards the universe around him, and within the hazy mist, he seemed to see a mighty long river flowing endlessly. The most important point after comprehending the rule of time was the realization of one's own struggle within the river of time. Compared to the perspective when the Xiaqin Supreme Being took him to the shore, to escape the bondage of the river of time, Lin Yuan's current perspective was from within the river of time itself. The two perspectives were utterly different. What could be seen from the latter was far less in both depth and breadth than the former. I'm too small within the river of time. Lin Yuan shook his head slightly. The stronger one's strength, the larger their reflection in the river of time. Although Lin Yuan had grasped the rule of time, he was, after all, only a 9th rank being. Even if his life essence was comparable to a grade A tier 10 being, in the river of time he was still inconspicuous. Within the river of time, ordinary 11th rank beings are but small fish, while those who comprehend the rule of time at 11th rank are considered big fish. And Lin Yuan? Despite comprehending the rule of time, his essence of life was still too weak. Right now, he could probably only count as a mayfly. Previously at the shore, observing the river, I saw a big fish whose body covered half the riverbed. I wonder what level of 11th rank being that was. Lin Yuan suddenly thought. If it's in the river of time, then it's still 11th rank. But capable of covering half the riverbed? That signifies a terrifyingly strong essence of life. The shore. Lin Yuan tried to look towards the shore but found it to be just a blur. Beings within the river can't peek at the scenes of the shore. I'm now fully capable of leaping up and briefly leaving the river, but I'd better not. Lin Yuan shook his head slightly. A life that has comprehended the rule of time can, with all its might, briefly leap out of the river of time, but by doing so, it would fall into the sight of the supreme beings on the shore. Lin Yuan wasn't worried about the 9 supreme beings of human civilization, but other supreme beings in this universe. Many supreme beings hold deep malice against human civilization. Swim against the current? Lin Yuan turned his head, looking towards the distant past. One by one, lives that had perished in the past emerged before his eyes. The further he looked into the distant past, the more life phantoms appeared. All these beings started at 6th rank. Lin Yuan simply couldn't see those below 6th rank. In theory, I now have the ability to fish out people. Lin Yuan thought to himself. Of course, theory is just theory. With Lin Yuan's current strength and essence of life, even fishing out a 6th rank being would instantly be crushed by the backlash from the main universe and the river of time. Even an 11th rank powerhouse couldn't withstand the backlash from resurrecting a 6th rank life. So far, only a supreme being can easily fish out those who have died and bring them to the most recent time span for resurrection. Supreme beings are too powerful. Only reviving an 11th rank life would make them exercise caution, and even then only a terribly formidable 11th rank life at that. The river of time. The shore. The 9 supreme beings of human civilization stand in a row here. Further away, the Xia supreme being is doing the same, quietly overlooking the surface of the river. Suddenly, the Xia supreme being's expression shifted ever so slightly. A subtle ripple from the depths of the river of time alerted him that a life form was peering towards the shore. Typically, such disturbances mean that some being has understood the rule of time, realizing they are but fish in the river of time, and are attempting to look towards the shore. Has a being comprehended the rule of time? Xia supreme being's thoughts spread out. If it had been before, he wouldn't have given it too much thought. The river of time is immeasurably vast, encompassing not just the many beings of the present, but also countless lives from the past. The occasional emergence of a life form that has grasped the rule of time is nothing out of the ordinary. That alone is evident when other supreme beings show not the slightest interest. Yet Xia supreme being felt a vague guess in his heart. Could the life that comprehended the rule of time be that little guy? Xia supreme being started to look forward to it secretly. Milky Way main star. Lin Yuan sat cross-legged, sending a wisp of his will into his inner world. As the rule of time was fully comprehended, the rule of time became a pillar within his inner world, supporting it alongside space rules and many other rules. Rumble, rumble. A special transformation occurred within the inner world. In Lin Yuan's direct perception, the inner world hadn't expanded a bit, nor had its spatial layers increased by one. But with the integration of the rule of time, Lin Yuan vaguely felt that his inner world became complete. It was as if the previous inner world had been incomplete, and now was finally refilled to become whole. Is this the independence of the inner world? Lin Yuan mused with a thoughtful expression. With both the rule of time and space rules, the space-time within the inner world was no longer dependent on the main universe. Strictly speaking, the inner world and the main universe existed on the same level. Both were worlds with space-time. The difference was merely that the main universe was countless times larger than the inner world, but no matter how vast the difference, both belonged to the world, both direct descendants of the chaos void. How wonderful! This is the independent inner world, Lin Yuan muttered to himself, and at this moment, his inner world could isolate itself from the perception of the main universe. It is known that the main universe can sense everything within the inner world. When Lin Yuan ended his journey in the spirit realm and deduced dozens of cosmic forces, the main universe sensed it, with origin forces of the universe lingering outside his inner world, just waiting for Lin Yuan to open it up and let the dozens of cosmic forces adapt to the main universe. But now, Lin Yuan had a feeling that even if there were treasures desired by the main universe within his inner world, they would not be detected. Because, to the main universe, the inner world was now completely isolated. Both had become independent and complete. Although there is no change in combat power, I am freer now, Lin Yuan said with a smile appearing on his face. To say there was no change in combat power wasn't entirely accurate, as Lin Yuan's mastery over time had become unfathomably stronger than before after comprehending the rule of time. Even if he could not match 10th rank grade A in direct combat power, he could play with those at 10th rank grade A using his understanding of the rule of time. For example, now, Lin Yuan could use the rule of time to cast time prison, and those at 10th rank grade A would need to struggle for at least half an hour to break free, even if they exerted all their strength. Half an hour? The dishes would be cold by then. After comprehending the rule of time, the transformation speed of my inner world began to surge. Lin Yuan's expression subtly changed. The breakthrough from 9th rank to 10th rank is a slow transformation process. According to Lin Yuan's own estimate, it would take about 100 years to complete. But now, Lin Yuan estimated that it would take only 60 or 70 years for him. Comprehending the rule of time actually comes with such benefits? Lin Yuan felt pleased. Although there would be no variables in his breakthrough to 10th rank given his foundation, the earlier he steps into 10th rank, the better. Xiaqin Supreme Being once said that an independent inner world will receive origin infusion from the chaos void during a great realm transition, and that would be a major opportunity. Lin Yuan looked forward with slight anticipation. An infusion of origin from the chaos void? Theoretically, this treatment should only be available to 11th rank life challenging the ultimate. Yet Lin Yuan was enjoying it in his 9th rank challenge to 10th rank. If it spread out, it would make many 11th rank lives jealous to the point of madness. Right? It's time to see Xiaqin Supreme Being. Lin Yuan collected his thoughts and immediately started to connect his consciousness to the virtual world. Xiaqin Supreme Being had once instructed Lin Yuan if he could comprehend the rule of time at 9th rank, he must seek him out again. Lin Yuan's comprehension of the rule of time had been greatly aided by Xiaqin Supreme Being. Without the latter leading him to escape from the river of time, Lin Yuan might have been able to understand the rule of time. But it would have been greatly delayed, perhaps even dragged out to 10th rank. Virtual world. Supreme Being's personal world. Xiaqin Supreme Being was seated high on his throne. The little guy has come to find me? Xiaqin Supreme Being's heart stirred as he suddenly remembered the faint ripple he had felt by the shore of the river of time just now. Could it be that ripple really came from Lin Yuan? Xiaqin Supreme Being's heart fluttered with excitement. Previously, it was just a conjecture. Soon, Lin Yuan's figure appeared below. Supreme Being, Lin Yuan bowed slightly and said, "Have you comprehended the rule of time?" Xiaqin Supreme Being asked directly. A rare trace of anxiousness flickered across his expression. How did Xiaqin Supreme Being know? Lin Yuan was somewhat perplexed, but he still answered, "Yes. Comprehending the rule of time." Xiaqin Supreme Being's tone was rarely vibrant. Good. Chapter 682. Breakthrough Preparation. Yes. Xiaqin Supreme Being said. His tone invigorated, growing increasingly satisfied as he observed Lin Yuan. Over the long years, he had nurtured several descendants, pouring his heart and soul into them. These descendants possessed the blood essence of a 12th rank life, further enhanced by the cultivation from a Supreme Being himself. Indeed, they achieved significant accomplishments. But compared to Lin Yuan, Xiaqin Supreme Being even blushed a little. So far, the only nurturing that Xiaqin Supreme Being had done for the Galaxy Master was to take him on a trip to the banks of the River of Time. As for more, there was none. The soul-settling pearl that could resist attacks of the same ultimate level. In fact, any peerless genius of human civilization summoned by a Supreme Being usually received one. The only difference Xiaqin Supreme Being made for Lin Yuan compared to other human peerless geniuses was to let the Galaxy Master view the entirety of the River of Time during his 9th rank. Such an opportunity could be considered big, but also not so big. For mediocre talents, seeing or not seeing made no difference. Even for the peerless evolutionary geniuses, it would only slightly facilitate their understanding of the rule of time. But Lin Yuan, having only observed for a while, he understood the rule of time in less than 30 years. Such an achievement left even Xiaqin Supreme Being somewhat dumbfounded. He indeed had the expectation that Lin Yuan would understand the rule of time when reaching the 9th rank. But he had not expected it to happen so quickly. Yes, yes, yes. Lin Yuan looked toward Xia Qin Supreme Being seated on the throne. During the first summons by Xia Qin Supreme Being, even when he learned that Lin Yuan was the founder of the martial path evolutionary path, Xia Qin Supreme Being showed only a hint of appreciation in his eyes. But to be this excited now? To say yes 3 times? Before today, Lin Yuan had not expected the Supreme Being to show such emotional fluctuation. It seems that understanding the rule of time at the 9th rank and breaking through to the 10th rank brings more rewards than I imagined. Lin Yuan thought to himself. When will the transformation be complete? Xia Qin Supreme Being observed Lin Yuan for a while and then asked. Being a Supreme Being, he naturally knew all the details of breaking through from the 9th rank to the 10th rank. The physical soul, spirit, will, and even the inner world were all undergoing a slow transformation. Once the transformation reached a critical point, the final breakthrough could occur, completely entering the 10th rank. During this period, it was best for an evolver not to exert full effort, as it could impact the progress of their transformation. After completely traversing the 9th layer, Lin Yuan had waited until the end of the Xianhuang's secret realm before attempting the breakthrough, fearing that something unexpected might happen during the transformation period. Breaking from the 9th rank to the 10th rank, once it began, not only Lin Yuan's main body would transform, but his 2 primordial spirits would as well. It originally required 60 years. Now, at most 20 years, I can reach the peak of transformation and then break through, Lin Yuan said immediately. Why must a 9th rank evolver at least open up tens of millions of spatial layers to meet the threshold for breaking through to the 10th rank? Because only with that number of layers could they barely continue transforming and ultimately step into the 10th rank. But here, barely means just that. The more spatial layers opened, the easier the transformation process becomes. You grasped the rule of time, now holding command over time and space, your inner world complete and independent. Naturally, your transformation speed would skyrocket. Xia Qin Supreme Being said, nodding. Just like the speed of 2 wheels certainly cannot compare to 4 wheels or 8 wheels. And with the rule of time merged into the inner world compared to one merely supported by space rules, is it just about adding a few more wheels? It's a major qualitative change, a vast leap. Breaking from the 9th rank to the 10th rank, even ordinary evolvers need to endure the infusion of cosmic origin, and must not be disturbed during this period, Xia Qin Supreme Being said, looking at Lin Yuan. Ordinary evolvers need to endure the infusion of cosmic origin. And Lin Yuan would need to endure the infusion from the chaos void origin. And must be even more undisturbed. Where does the Supreme Being plan for me to break through? Lin Yuan proactively inquired. A Supreme Being definitely knew these matters best. Like this, you should break through within the Milky Way star region, said Xia Qin Supreme Being. Additionally, try to recall your avatars from outside during the breakthrough, he continued after thinking for a while. Breaking from the 9th rank to the 10th rank definitely required doing so in the safest place possible. There are a few safest areas in human civilization. One is the central star domain, the old nest of human civilization, presided over by numerous clan suppression weapons. Even a Supreme Being from a different species arriving there wouldn't gain any advantage. The second is the various evolution towers. The evolution towers are places where Supreme Beings have their bases. Being inside a tower is akin to having the protection of a Supreme Being. Equally safe. But the speed of transformation within Lin Yuan's inner world was simply too fast. Less than 20 years from reaching the pinnacle of transformation. Whether it was the nearest evolution tower or the central star domain, both were countless tens of thousands of light-years away from the Milky Way star region. If Lin Yuan wanted to go there, he would inevitably need to spend a lot of time on the road. And that, Xia Qin Supreme Being felt, was inappropriate. After all, Lin Yuan was the only existence in human civilization, up until now, who had understood the rule of time at the 9th rank. He might also be the only one within this entire cosmic epoch, from the birth to the destruction of this universe. It was natural not to waste the precious time before his breakthrough traveling. I will dispatch an incarnation to the Milky Way star region. You just concentrate on your breakthrough, said Xiaqin Supreme Being. Although the Milky Way star region is covered by the virtual world network, allowing the Feather Butterfly Supreme Being to descend an incarnation anytime, anywhere, but Lin Yuan is, after all, the person Xiaqin has taken an interest in. Chapter 683. It was one thing to rely on the protection of the Feather Butterfly Supreme Being during ordinary times, but to rely on the Feather Butterfly Supreme Being even during the critical moment of breaking through from 9th rank to 10th rank? Xiaqin Supreme Being felt somewhat that it was not quite proper. After all, Lin Yuan's breakthrough was not a long process, and sending an incarnation wouldn't take much effort. Thank you, Supreme Being. Lin Yuan expressed his gratitude. To be personally protected by a Supreme Being during his breakthrough. Such an honor in human civilization, probably only afforded to those making the leap from tier 11 to 12th rank. Yet, Lin Yuan, in breaking through from 9th rank to 10th rank, had already enjoyed it. Xiaqin Supreme Being's regard for him was evident. However, given the potential Lin Yuan had already displayed in terms of importance, it was no less than that of human civilization's 11th rank peak evolvers. Even in the eyes of the Supreme Being, he was considerably stronger. For a Supreme Being, the difference between 9th rank and 11th rank was actually not that significant. What mattered was the potential and possibility to step into 12th rank. So far, Lin Yuan's performance in this aspect was better than those 11th rank peak evolvers. To be bathed in the Chaos Void Origins nurture when breaking through from 9th rank to 10th rank, and then from 10th rank to tier 11, enjoying something only experienced when advancing from 11th rank to 12th rank? It meant that when Lin Yuan stepped into tier 11, his physical soul, spirit, will, inner world, and so on would be able to crush most 11th rank powerhouses. Even if his understanding of rules wasn't as great as those at the 11th rank peak, his own foundation would still allow him to preserve his life or even fight. Once Lin Yuan reached the 11th rank peak, his chances of making the ultimate breakthrough were much higher compared to other 11th rank peak entities aiming for ultimate status. This increase in probability was entirely due to Lin Yuan's own merits, rather than any external factors. And what if he had the support of human civilization, employing those few key treasures? At the very least, Lin Yuan was the evolver with the highest potential to reach the ultimate level in 2 million years of human civilization. Why wouldn't such an exceptional genius be valued and kept close? During the breakthrough, try to reach into the deeper spatial layers. Xiaqin Supreme Being finally reminded him. All right. Lin Yuan nodded. When he was breaking through from 8th layer to 9th rank, he had not yet opened the spatial layers. So he chose a desolate star domain to make his breakthrough in. It was also a way to minimize the impact of the breakthrough. Xiaqin Supreme Being's suggestion for him to break through in the deeper spatial layers was approximately the same reasoning. Lin Yuan's impact while advancing from 8th layer to 9th rank was only a matter of tens to hundreds of light years. But the breakthrough from 9th rank to 10th rank, not to mention other aspects, just the inner world foundation alone was improved by more than tens of millions of times. If he didn't break through within the deeper spatial layers, the impact would be unimaginable. And since the main source of the impact was the nourishment from the Chaos Void origin, it wasn't appropriate for Xiaqin Supreme Being to try and stop it. Stop it? To halt the nourishment from the Chaos Void origin? Naturally, Xiaqin Supreme Being would not commit such a foolish act. Whoosh! Lin Yuan's figure disappeared. Xiaqin Supreme Being sat on his throne, his thoughts stirring slightly. An incarnation appeared outside the Xiaoyu Evolution Tower and stepped out, heading towards the Milky Way star region. The Xiaoyu Evolution Tower was incomparably far from the Milky Way star region, separated by light years of distance. But such distances for a Supreme Being naturally meant little. Milky Way main star. Lin Yuan sat cross-legged, the main bulk of his awareness focusing on the slow metamorphosis within himself. The transformation originated in the inner world, gradually influencing the physical soul and spirit will. Understanding the rule of time thoroughly and achieving an independent and complete inner world had a critically important role in driving the entire transformation process. 20 years. Even with just 20 years to go before stepping into 10th rank, Lin Yuan was not willing to waste time. Instead, he reviewed the martial path evolutionary path in his mind, from the first tier chapter to the 9th rank chapter. Every last detail surged to the forefront of his mind. Though Xiaqin Supreme being put more importance on his comprehension of the rule of time, Lin Yuan knew clearly. His foundation was always the martial path evolutionary path. This was the basis for everything Lin Yuan had achieved. Reviewing the martial path evolutionary path was akin to revisiting the evolutionary path he had traversed. Could the martial path evolutionary path be further perfected? Could it be improved upon? Lin Yuan began from the beginning, scrutinizing every word closely. Compared to just after completing his 9th traversal, Lin Yuan, although still at 9th rank, had made substantial progress. Having understood the rule of time and gained control over space-time, his perception of the essence of power and rules had changed profoundly. Now, as he looked at the martial path evolutionary path, he naturally gained new insights and understandings. The first tier chapter should place more emphasis on fundamentals. The flesh is the beginning of martial Tao. Without a strong physical body, it's difficult to reach the end of the martial path. Second layer chapter. 3rd rank chapter. Lin Yuan began to modify the martial path evolutionary path bit by bit. This modification did not involve any major changes but rather fine-tuned the subtleties, making the martial path evolutionary path more complete and perfect. At the very least, it would reduce the confusion faced by countless martial Tao cultivators when practicing the martial path evolutionary path. Time passed. In the blink of an eye, more than half a year passed. Lin Yuan had finally reviewed the martial path evolutionary path from beginning to end once again. First tier chapter, 2nd layer chapter, 3rd rank chapter, all the way up to the 9th rank chapter. Now, the martial path evolutionary path is easier for evolvers to comprehend, and the essence it expounds is clearer, Lin Yuan said with a smile on his face. The martial path evolutionary path was something he had created from nothing, drawing on thousands of cultivation systems and evolutionary paths to ultimately carve out his own. As for the martial Tao of the first world he traversed, now, Lin Yuan's martial path evolutionary path was already starkly different from the martial Tao of the first world. Chapter 684. The martial path that shuttled between worlds was merely a crude application of the physical body's vitality, and its upper limit barely reached the 1st rank. And the martial path evolutionary path? It even aspired to become the supreme evolution path. Just update it directly, Lin Yuan, having sorted out the martial path evolutionary path, reselect to upload, replacing the original martial path evolutionary path. Virtual world of the Southern Star region. Central Plaza area. Countless evolvers and high-ranking citizens were casually chatting. At that moment, look! The evolution rankings have been updated. Martial path evolutionary path has risen to 42nd place. That's terrifying. A 9th rank evolution path, breaking into the 42nd place of the Star region rankings? The founder behind the martial path evolutionary path is definitely one of the top evolutionary scholars of our human civilization, having reached unimaginable realms in the field of evolution. Judging by the current ranking of the martial path evolutionary path, when he uploads the 10th rank chapter and it becomes a 10th rank evolution path, wouldn't it be able to directly enter the top 10 of the evolution rankings? Many evolvers and high-ranking citizens were discussing fervently. By now, the martial path evolutionary path had become the most legendary evolution path in the Southern Star region. Its influence was even greater than those of the top 10 evolution paths in the Star region ranking, all of which were at the 11th rank peak. Evolution paths at the 11th rank peak generally had histories of 1 or 200 million years and had reached the end of their potential. But the martial path evolutionary path was only at 9th rank. If it reached 10th rank or even 11th rank, what position would it rank on the evolution leaderboard? Milky Way main star. Lin Yuan glanced at the latest rankings of the martial path evolutionary path. It has risen 11 places. Lin Yuan nodded slightly. This time he updated the martial path evolutionary path, merely making minor adjustments, and the entire martial path evolutionary path had moved up from 53rd to 42nd place. It completely met Lin Yuan's expectations. The rise in the rankings of the martial path evolutionary path also earned Lin Yuan a reward of 8 million merit points. This was also the result jointly determined by the three goddesses. Although the updated martial path evolutionary path did not have any significant increase in potential, its adaptability had broadened, and each rank nearly reached perfection. These decades of the martial path evolutionary path have developed quite well. Lin Yuan pulled up the latest training data of the martial path evolutionary path, including the number of evolvers at each stage. First tier chapter, 8 trillion. Second layer chapter, 9,200 billion. Third rank chapter, 9 billion. Fourth rank chapter, 80 million. Fifth stage section, 12 million. Sixth rank chapter, 1,030,000. Seventh rank chapter, 5,006. Eighth layer part, 0. The number of evolvers from the first tier chapter to the third rank chapter has exploded by dozens of times, but from the fourth rank chapter onwards, the growth rate has been much less. Lin Yuan was not surprised. No matter the evolutionary path in the early stages of cultivation, from the first tier chapter to the third rank chapter, it could be quickly completed. Before involving the comprehension of the essence of laws, evolution was nothing more than an accumulation of energy. An energy accumulation, as long as there are enough resources, is not an issue. But starting from the fourth stage martial Tao, comprehension of the laws begins. This aspect cannot be quickly completed. At most, external forces make the comprehension somewhat easier, but definitely, it cannot happen without comprehension directly into improvement. Compared to decades, the number of martial arts evolutionaries in the 6th rank chapter and the 7th rank chapter has hardly changed. These years, I've probably accumulated over 10 million cubic universe crystals. Lin Yuan glanced over the revenue share from the martial path evolutionary path. 10 million cubic universe crystals, even significant for a 10th rank evolver, is not a small amount. They are even the complete fortune of a normal 9th rank of myriad heavy realm. But these are just what the martial path evolutionary path has accumulated over the recent 30 years. 30 years is extraordinarily brief, not just for 9th rank or 10th rank evolvers, but even for 8th rank evolvers. Milky Way Star Region. Xiaqin Supreme Being stood quietly, with all the Milky Way star region and the surrounding many star regions and even the Star Alliance entirely within the sight of the Supreme Being. Even as merely an incarnation, he possessed the foundational combat power of a 12th-stage powerhouse. Let alone, with the incarnation as guiding mark, Xiaqin Supreme Being's real body could arrive in an instant. Being able to thoroughly understand the rule of time at 9th rank is incredible. Beside, the form of the Feather Butterfly Supreme Being emerged, condensed from phantom forces. Among the 9 Supreme Beings of human civilization, Feather Butterfly Supreme Being's combat power wasn't considered strong, but was still indispensable. The virtual world network covering the entirety of human civilization originated from Feather Butterfly Supreme Being. The so-called virtual world that replicates nearly 100% of reality is an exquisite dream crafted by Feather Butterfly Supreme Being. In collaboration with the human civilization's clan suppression weapon Void Realm World, that made the virtual world possess nearly 90% of the essential operations of the main universe. With the virtual world, Feather Butterfly Supreme Being could arrive at any location within the human territory in an instant. That's right, Xiaqin Supreme Being replied quite contentedly. Making a Supreme Being utter incredible is definitely a rarity to the extreme. As a Supreme Being of the Phantom Dreams domain, Feather Butterfly Supreme Being's vision was far superior to ordinary Supreme Beings. Her incredible carried a value that could astonish her peers at the same level. When the Galaxy Master breaks through, it will trigger the infusion of Chaos Void Origin, at which time we will need to join hands to block temporal perception, Xiaqin Supreme Being said. The so-called blocking of temporal perception is essentially hiding the specific location of the main universe where the infusion of the Chaos Void Origin happens. Other different species Supreme Beings might sense something but would only know that an evolver within the human civilization territory is undergoing the infusion of Chaos Void Origin. As for the exact location, it would become untraceable. Blocking temporal perception is also a frequently used method by Supreme Beings. The intent is to confuse the eyes of other different species Supreme Beings. No problem, Feather Butterfly Supreme Being nodded. In fact, Xiaqin Supreme Being alone could accomplish the blocking of space and time. But to be cautious, Feather Butterfly Supreme Being was also called upon. Chapter 685 Stepping into the 10th Rank. In the meantime, as they waited, the two Supreme Beings also began to chat idly. As the Milky Way Star Lord and the first life in our human civilization to receive Chaos Void Origin Infusion at the 9th rank, I wonder how large a breach he will tear when he breaks through. The Feather Butterfly Supreme Being couldn't help but be curious. Even though she had witnessed 11th rank powerhouses assault the ultimate barrier and accept Chaos Void Origin Infusions numerous times, a 9th rank? It had never happened throughout history. Even the ultimate beings were quite expectant. Typically, a breakthrough from 9th rank to 10th rank will tear a breach stretching 1,000,000 miles, to allow for origin infusion. The Milky Way Star Lord has opened more than 200 million spatial layers. The origin power he requires for infusion is 20 times stronger than that of a normal 9th rank powerhouse. But the Chaos Void's origin is much stronger than the cosmic origin, so the final breach he will tear is estimated to be around 10 million miles. Xiaqin Supreme Being speculated. Whether it's cosmic origin infusion or chaos void origin infusion, the essence is to fill the body of an evolver with origin power. The more origin the inner world of an evolver's physical body can hold, the larger the breach caused by the overflowing origin will be. About right. The Feather Butterfly Supreme Being nodded. While they had not seen a 9th rank life receive chaos void origin infusion, they could infer the scale of the infusion from the cosmic origin infusions normally received by a 9th rank evolver. Typically, the quality of chaos void origin surpasses cosmic origin by 100-fold. When the Milky Way Star Lord breaks through, the breach he tears open will be 10 million miles wide, and the quality of the chaos void origin pouring in will be 10 times that of cosmic origin. If one accounts for the quality increase as well, the ultimate benefit the Milky Way Star Lord will receive will be over 1,000 times what a normal 9th rank evolver gains from breaking through to 10th rank. Time passed. In the blink of an eye, 18 or 19 years had gone by. On the Milky Way main star, Lin Yuan quietly opened his eyes. The transformation has reached its pinnacle. Lin Yuan observed himself, whether it was the inner world within his body, his physical soul, or even his spirit will, they all seemed to have reached a certain limit. To improve further, he had to break his shackles and step into the 10th rank. Swish, swish. Two figures appeared at his side. It was Lin Yuan's Taiyang and Taiyin primordial spirits. With a slight thought from Lin Yuan, the two primordial spirits began to operate the secret technique, illusionary reality, transitioning from bodies of flesh and blood back to souls. This secret technique created by the Moyu Tower Master allowed life to freely switch between illusion and reality. Truly incredible. All this time, Lin Yuan had kept his two major primordial spirits in their physical forms. Because only through a physical body could he fully unleash the power of his physical body divine abilities. As for the soul form, even though the soul had the effect of being insubstantial, with the ability to resurrect from a single drop of blood, it wasn't too different from the soul form. Additionally, with several other physical body divine abilities, for Lin Yuan, the advantages of maintaining a body of flesh were far greater than using a soul form. But now, to ensure a stable breakthrough, Lin Yuan decided to let his two major primordial spirits return to their original form. Even though the two primordial spirits reverted to soul forms, the inner worlds within did not shrink back to a size of 10 million miles in radius. The effects of the mysterious gourd did not disappear with the transition from physical to soul form. Let's start the breakthrough. Lin Yuan's two major primordial spirits merged back into the physical body, and at this moment, inside his body, three inner worlds spanning over 200 million miles suppressed everything. Let's go. Lin Yuan's figure vanished, entering into the deeper spatial layers. The kids starting his breakthrough. The two supreme beings, always keeping their attention on the Milky Way main star, immediately noticed Lin Yuan's aura disappear from the Milky Way main star and appear in the deeper spatial layers. Let's begin our part. Seal space and time. Xiaqin Supreme Being locked eyes with the Feather Butterfly Supreme Being, and they started to act. In an instant, threads of mysterious aura began to spread throughout the entire Milky Way star region, and even to the numerous adjacent star domains. In this vast area, space and time were temporarily isolated, so even if something significant happened inside, while the outside world might sense anomalies, they couldn't pinpoint the exact location. Deep within the spatial layers, Lin Yuan sat cross-legged. With the transformation at its pinnacle, Lin Yuan felt an urge welling inside him. That was to break it, to crack the bottleneck of shackles. Rumblings emanated. As Lin Yuan released his restraints, he fully assaulted the bottleneck. The universe outside seemed to sense something. A terrifying rift tore through the layered space, and an immense amount of origin power from beyond the cosmos, from the chaos void, began to pour into Lin Yuan frenziedly. Rustle, rustle. A boundless torrent of chaos void origin power, seemingly without cost, poured toward Lin Yuan. A normal 9th rank evolver, upon breaking through to 10th rank, required only a small amount of origin infusion. After all, a 9th rank evolver assaulting 10th rank only possessed an inner world of about 10 million miles in radius, and the number of spatial layers developed was merely about 10 million. How much origin power could such a small and shallow space hold? A small number of special 9th rankers, having developed tens of millions of spatial layers, might require a bit more origin power. But even that was quite limited. At most, a breach 2 million or 3 million miles wide would be torn to facilitate the origin infusion. But Lin Yuan? With an inner world directly perceived to span beyond 200 million miles in diameter, compared to ordinary evolvers whose inner worlds span merely 10 million miles, the amount of origin power he could bear was 1,000-fold, if not a million-fold greater. Furthermore, within the more than 200 million miles of his inner world, the number of spatial layers he had opened up exceeded 2.3 billion. Combining both factors, the origin power Lin Yuan ultimately could bear was tens of millions to hundreds of millions of times that of a regular 9th rank evolver. This was akin to a fish tank compared to a lake, both containing water, yet the quantities of water were worlds apart. Rip through the numerous spatial layers, causing a massive influx of chaos void origin. The initial rupture spanned over 1 million miles and continued to grow as time passed, with Lin Yuan bearing ever more of the origin. The size of the rupture was rapidly expanding. 1 light year, 2 light years, 5 light years. When a normal 9th rank evolver aimed for the 10th rank, by retreating into the deeper spatial layers, the commotion caused wouldn't be too significant, only ripping a gap of 1 million to several million miles. In comparison to the vast cosmic void, what was that? But Lin Yuan required an immensely vast amount of origin. Even though the quality of chaos void origin was 100 times stronger than that of the cosmic origin, the rupture rapidly reached 10 light-years. The energy fluctuations that burst forth were vastly more significant than the disturbance caused by a 9th rank breaking through to the 10th rank, and even surpassed the commotion of a 10th rank advancing to an 11th rank. What's going on? The universe has been torn open? Chaos origin is pouring in? At the same moment, in the depths of the cosmic starry skies, various 11th rank lives became aware. If the universe's space were only momentarily torn open, or if the rupture wasn't substantial in force, it would not have triggered such a significant response. But with a gap spanning over 10 light-years, in addition to the release of a considerable amount of chaos void origin atmosphere, 11th rank lives could detect it even from a great distance. After all, chaos void origin was the force 11th rank powerhouses needed to challenge the ultimate realm, and many 11th rank lives were desperately longing for this kind of energy. Is there a life form attempting the ultimate? Which 11th rank peak life has chosen this moment to challenge the ultimate realm? No, I've witnessed the spectacle of an 11th rank life challenging the ultimate, and it was far more intense than what is happening now. Yes, the infusion of chaos void origin is just one of the anomalies that occur when an 11th rank life challenges the ultimate. Other, even more grandiose manifestations should appear. Many powerful ancient gods kept communicating. Some ancient gods who were in profound slumber, maintaining a vast discrepancy in time flow between themselves and the outside world, were also awakened by the scent of chaos void origin, canceling the time flow disparity to sense the breath from beyond the universe. It must be a 10th rank life that has thoroughly comprehended the rule of time, now aiming for the 11th realm, guessed an ancient god. Since the birth of the universe, never had there been a 9th rank life that grasped the rule of time. But a 10th rank life to have understood the rule of time? That had happened before. A 10th rank life that had understood the rule of time, completing the independence of their inner world, would also receive an infusion of the Chaos Void's origin when challenging the 11th rank. Having comprehended the rule of time at 10th rank, this would be quite beneficial for the eventual ultimate leap, wouldn't it?
I'm envious.
Why didn't I stay at 10th rank for a few more years? If I had comprehended the rule of time then, I could have had another opportunity to receive the Chaos Void origin infusion, which would have been infinitely beneficial. However, I didn't feel where the rift was torn open. It's as if space and time have been isolated, giving me an illusion of separation. It must be a supreme being who made a move isolating space and time. If it hadn't been done like this, I'm afraid other hostile supreme beings would have taken the chance to strike. In the depths of the cosmic starry sky, 11th rank life forms and ancient gods engaged in a lively exchange. Generally speaking, except for challenges to the ultimate realm, there was rarely anything that would prompt such powerful beings to interact, as most were in hibernation. Clan Tianyu. The rift was torn open within the territory of human civilization. A Clan Tianyu progenitor opened his eyes, looking towards the direction of human civilization. The 11th rank lives and ancient gods were completely shielded by the isolation of space and time, unable to sense the location of the rift that was continuously infused with Chaos Void origin. But as ultimate existences, they could vaguely lock onto the general area. This progenitor of Clan Tianyu had determined that it was within the territory of human civilization. Is human civilization about to gain an 11th rank evolver who comprehended the rule of time at 10th rank? Other progenitors also turned their gaze towards the direction of human civilization. For 12th rank life forms, it was rare to pay attention to matters below the ultimate level. Even the affairs of their own clan were sometimes too trifling for those at the ultimate existence to care about. But now, a life that had comprehended the rule of time at 10th rank had caught the attention of many ultimate beings. At the very least, this being's chance of making the ultimate leap in the future was somewhat greater than that of other 11th rank lives. The universal origin will favors human civilization too much. That event where countless treasures fell from the sky granted human civilization the most critical of those treasures. And now another evolver has emerged who comprehended the rule of time at 10th rank? And what about the Galaxy Master? One ultimate being after another quietly pondered to themselves. They wanted to eradicate the life that had comprehended the rule of time, but for the time being, they could not pinpoint the exact location. All they knew was it was within human civilization territory, and the expanse of human civilization territory was vast and widespread. Even for the supreme beings, searching inch by inch would take a considerable amount of time. What's more, the ultimates of human civilization would not allow different species supreme beings to search at will. Lin Yuan's breakthrough had drawn the attention of numerous 11th rank lives and ultimate existences. However, including those ultimate existences, it was merely presumed to be a breakthrough from 10th to 11th rank. Nevertheless, this 10th rank life had comprehended the rule of time and received an early infusion of the Chaos Void origin. Though it was somewhat unexpected, similar events had occurred in the past, so it was not too shocking. However, within the Milky Way star region, Xia Qin Supreme Being and Feather Butterfly Supreme Being looked towards the depths of the spatial layers, where a rift had reached 10 light-years, infinitely infused with Chaos Void origin. The breath from outside the universe spread, profound and mysterious. The two supreme beings could vaguely see that outside the Chaos Void, a great amount of chaos chi roiled. The surging Chaos Void origin seemed to be pouring out, cascading down, and then absorbed by Lin Yuan. The Chaos Void origin, capable of bursting both 9th and 10th rank evolvers, entered Lin Yuan's body like into a deep abyss, without causing the slightest reaction. Like a black hole, Lin Yuan frenziedly absorbed the origin infusion from the Chaos Void. Xia Qin Supreme Being and Feather Butterfly Supreme Being stood in shock, motionless for a long time. Chapter 686. Sudden Increase in Strength. Deep within the cosmic starry skies, whether it be an 11th rank life or an ancient god, or even the ultimate existences, they were all certain it was a 10th rank who had comprehended the rule of time, currently breaking through to tier 11. Because the fissure in the universe that had been torn open, and the chaos void origin that was pouring in, were much lower than the shock of an 11th rank peak reaching its ultimate state. But the Xiaqin Supreme Being and the Feather Butterfly Supreme Being knew it was not so. The cause of such a grand disturbance was merely the Galaxy Master breaking through to the 10th rank. From the 9th rank breaking through to the 10th rank. This left both Supreme Beings somewhat bewildered. Even though they had high expectations for Lin Yuan, thinking that the gap torn during the breakthrough would be around 10 million miles, this was already overestimating Lin Yuan, for normally, a 9th rank breakthrough to the 10th rank would tear a gap in the universe of only about 1,000,000 miles. A special 9th rank might manage to tear a 2 to 3 million mile gap, but that was the limit. And the aforementioned gaps torn during a breakthrough were merely internal gaps within the universe, infused with the origin source of the universe. However, comprehending the rule of time and having a complete, independent inner world, the fissure torn in the universe would connect to the external chaos void. The quality of chaos void origin is far higher than that of the universe's origin source, and if the Galaxy Master hadn't developed over 200 million spatial layers, the Xiaqin Supreme Being might even think that the gap torn during the breakthrough was less than 1,000,000 miles. The gap torn in the universe over 12 light years, chaos void origin infusion, such disturbance, shouldn't appear when breaking from the 9th rank to the 10th rank, right? Xiaqin Supreme Being and the Feather Butterfly Supreme Being looked puzzled. It wasn't that they doubted Lin Yuan, but they found the scene before them somewhat incredible. A temporal life that had comprehended the rule of time, when breaking through to tier 11, could potentially tear a gap in the universe up to 10 light years. But that would be at the 10th rank, having gone through a 9th rank breakthrough. Even if it were only infused with the universe's origin source, it would still result in a tremendous metamorphosis of their physical soul, spirit, will, and inner world. Additionally, during the 10th rank, various fusion rules were constantly comprehended and absorbed into the inner world, significantly enhancing the inner world's accumulated foundation. And these enhancements could not be made up for by merely developing an extra 1 or 200 million spatial layers. When a 9th rank life develops more spatial layers, it can indeed add some foundation for stepping into the 10th rank, but it's only a bit. The various fusion rules comprehended during the 10th rank, especially the fusion of pillar-level rules, would offer greater assistance to a 10th rank life. The Galaxy Master had only comprehended the rule of time and had not yet discovered even a single pillar-level fusion rule, so how could he withstand the infusion of so much chaos void origin? Xiaqin Supreme Being and Feather Butterfly Supreme Being were full of doubts in their hearts, but the commotion of the breakthrough before their eyes was real and genuine, with an endless downpour of chaos void origin. This little guy must have a big secret. Xiaqin Supreme Being and Feather Butterfly Supreme Being glanced at each other. It's likely that the strength he's showing now in the Shenhuang secret realm is just for show. Given the amount of chaos void origin that Lin Yuan is bearing now, the Galaxy Master's accumulated foundation at the 9th rank must be incredibly strong. If he had only developed 200 million spatial layers, how could he possibly bear the infusion of so much chaos void origin? Excellent! 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 Xiaqin Supreme Being's eyes shone bright. Originally he thought that Lin Yuan comprehending the rule of time at the 9th rank had already been a huge surprise. But there were even greater surprises yet to come. Given the commotion Lin Yuan had caused during his breakthrough, it seemed that upon entering the 10th rank, he would be comparable to those at the peak 10th rank on the Grade A list. The Feather Butterfly Supreme Being also smiled. The two Supreme Beings did not blame the Galaxy Master for having concealed anything from them. To grow, it was necessary to hide oneself. Before the beginning of the Starry Sea era, human civilization's long years of lying dormant were also spent desperately hiding itself. Not hide? In its weaker days, human civilization would have been divided up by the different species and supreme beings already. As for the great secrets and great opportunities on Lin Yuan, Xiaqin Supreme Being and Feather Butterfly Supreme Being didn't care. No matter how great the secret, could it compare to the grand secrets once obtained by human civilization? No matter how great the opportunity, could it compare to the grand opportunities once obtained by human civilization? Deep within the spatial layers, Lin Yuan sat cross-legged. Above his head, the 12-light-year-wide gap connecting to the chaos void rapidly healed. The time for bearing origin source infusion during a breakthrough from 9th rank to 10th rank was fixed at 333 seconds. Hence, the more profound the foundation of the breaking 9th rank, the larger the gap would be. Under the same duration, to satisfy different foundations of 9th rank life breaking through to the 10th rank, the only variable is the size of the gap. The larger the gap, the more origin source is infused in 333 seconds. The gap Lin Yuan tore in the universe during his breakthrough reached 12 light-years. Even though the duration remained only 333 seconds, the amount of origin source obtained was immeasurable. At this moment, Lin Yuan felt as if he was stuffed. His true body, both primordial spirit avatars, were all stuffed full. Finally stepped into the 10th rank. Lin Yuan opened his eyes, his spirit invigorated. Even the most ordinary 10th rank, after experiencing the infusion of the universe's origin source, would see their strength increase by 100 or 1,000 times compared to their 9th rank state. And Lin Yuan had experienced an infusion of chaos void origin, naturally attaining a greater increase. His physical soul, spirit will, and inner world, all reaching new heights. Just, the commotion I caused during the breakthrough must not have been small, right? Lin Yuan glanced at the space above, where the gap had completely healed. Chapter 687. Normally, a 9th rank existence breaking through to the 10th rank wouldn't cause such a disturbance. It merely attracts the infusion of the cosmic origin source from a million miles around. Not to mention those at the 11th rank, even a supreme being would hardly notice. Breaking through from 10th rank to 11th rank? If it still triggers an infusion of the cosmic origin source, the amount of disturbance it causes is still insignificant. Choosing a deserted star domain to break through, one could pass through completely unnoticed. And a 10th rank understanding the rule of time breaking through to 11th rank? Since the beginning of this cosmic era, such occurrences can be counted on one hand. Such 10th rank beings will seek the protection of a supreme being before breaking through. Just like how Xia Qin's supreme being and the feather butterfly supreme being set up a space-time barrier for Lin Yuan's breakthrough. Human civilization, the insect race, the Tianyu clan, and other peak clans don't wish to see an ultimate being emerge from outside their own races, but the 12th rank life of the Star Alliance does not share this view. The Star Alliance is a force composed within the cosmic starry skies by many special existences to resist the oppression of peak clans. Their supreme beings are very willing to protect powerful beings with no background. As for breaking through from the 11th rank to the ultimate, the resulting disturbance far exceeds what happened when Lin Yuan broke through. But an 11th rank being making the ultimate leap cannot be influenced by external forces. At that time, 11th rank beings will try to fully break free from the constraints of the river of time. If a supreme being were to interfere during this period, it would be tantamount to contending against the entire river of time. Such backlash would even be unbearable for a supreme being. And once the assault on the ultimate begins, there are only two outcomes: success, death. Xia Qin's supreme being, Lin Yuan, took the initiative to step out from the spatial layers. More than a decade ago, when the Xia Qin supreme being reached the Milky Way star region, he had informed Lin Yuan, telling him to transform at ease. Before the breakthrough, Lin Yuan was undistracted. But now that he had completely entered the 10th rank, it was natural to meet with the Xia Qin supreme being. After all, this supreme being had guarded the Milky Way star region for nearly 20 years, which counted as placing great importance on Lin Yuan. Whoosh! Lin Yuan took a step forward, and his figure appeared outside the Milky Way star region. At this moment, there were two figures standing there quietly. Xia Qin's supreme being, and the feather butterfly supreme being. Lin Yuan felt a slight shock in his heart. Of the 9 supreme beings in human civilization, even if he hadn't witnessed them all, he was naturally aware of their outer appearances. Tower Master Xia Qin, Tower Master Yudi. Lin Yuan bowed slightly. The 9 supreme beings of human civilization each preside over one of the 9 evolution towers and can also be addressed as Tower Masters. The 2 supreme beings, wearing smiles, looked at Lin Yuan and scrutinized him for a moment. "Lin Yuan, you really surprised me," Xiaqin Supreme Being said with a trace of emotion. The feather butterfly Supreme Being beside him nodded slightly too. As a Supreme Being, free from the river of time at the 12th rank level, what scene had they not seen, what thing had they not experienced? But with this little fellow Lin Yuan, they kept being shocked one after the other. "Supreme Beings, Lin Yuan hesitated, intending to first reveal a count of the spatial layers he opened, lightly disclosing some information. As for the mysterious gourd, Lin Yuan faintly sensed it was of great importance, and no matter the situation, he absolutely could not acknowledge possessing this treasure. "No need to explain." Xiaqin Supreme Being waved his hand. "It's quite normal for you to have secrets. I have secrets, and so does Yudi." Xiaqin Supreme Being's smile widened as he looked at Lin Yuan. At his level, he simply couldn't be bothered to investigate thoroughly. It was enough that Lin Yuan was a human evolver. "Yes." Lin Yuan immediately responded. "I'm not sure about your current strength." Xiaqin Supreme Being scrutinized Lin Yuan, pondering for a while before speaking. "But you should be comparable to a grade A tier 10, right? The standard for a grade A tier 10 is the comprehension of a new rule after the fusion of 2 pillar-level fusion rules. Although Lin Yuan had not yet grasped such fusion rules, his foundation was too profound, similar to the notion of one force breaking myriad laws. "More or less," Lin Yuan nodded. In fact, Lin Yuan felt that his current strength even exceeded that of an ordinary grade A tier 10. Couldn't be helped after thoroughly understanding the rule of time, and with his inner world fully independent, followed by the chaos void origin infusion, the enhancement Lin Yuan received was far beyond expectations. "Very good." A smile emerged on Xiaqin Supreme Being's face. With the magnitude of human civilization, adding another grade A tier 10 being wasn't a big deal. At most, it would affect the local situations on large battlefields, nothing more. However, Lin Yuan's strength, comparable to grade A tier 10, was not the same as a normal grade A tier 10. Whether it was human civilization or other different species, all grade A tier 10 beings had reached the limit of strength and potential. Aside from breaking through to tier 11, there was no space for further improvement. But Lin Yuan, having just stepped into the 10th rank, he was already comparable to grade A tier 10. What would happen once he mastered various fusion rules, or even the pillar-level fusion rules? If an 11th rank powerhouse didn't intervene, who could be Lin Yuan's opponent? "But don't get cocky." Xiaqin Supreme Being's tone shifted slightly, becoming more serious. "Our expectation for you is not to remain at the 10th rank or even the 11th rank. It is the ultimate, the 12th rank." Xiaqin Supreme Being looked at Lin Yuan, and the smile on the feather butterfly Supreme Being's face had also faded. In the cosmic starry sky, what measures the strength and weakness of the Peak Clan's foundations is always the combat power of the Supreme Beings. Without becoming a Supreme Being, one is ultimately just a being within the river of time, bound by the limits of lifespan, fated to grow old and die one day. No matter how unprecedented Lin Yuan's talent and qualifications are, only by entering the realm of the 12th rank level can he maintain eternity. Chapter 688. Understood. Lin Yuan nodded. He was equally eager to become the ultimate. To begin with, only by stepping into that level could one truly have self-preservation power. As for now, relying on the power of human civilization was also enough to ensure self-preservation. But between relying on external power and one's own abilities, Lin Yuan preferred the latter. After stepping into the 10th rank, your inner world will establish a connection with the origin source of the universe and will naturally and slowly evolve. So what you need to do now is to enlighten as many fusion rules as possible and then integrate them into your inner world to enhance its foundation. Xiaqin Supreme Being spoke. Enlighten more fusion rules. Lin Yuan suddenly understood. The more fusion rules a 10th rank strong one enlightens, the stronger their power is assumed to be. In theory, even among grade A tier 10s, there is a clear distinction in strength. A grade A tier 10 who has enlightened 1 pillar level fusion rule is clearly weaker than a grade A tier 10 who has enlightened 2. Moreover, distinguishing between someone who has created a new rule after fusing 3 pillar rules and another who did so with only 2 is also quite easy. Even involving the rule of time with basic rules in fusion can significantly enhance the methods available to a grade A tier 10. The rule of time, even when merged with an ordinary rule, can produce might far surpassing that of a new rule formed by the fusion of 2 pillar rules. Right? Actually, even at tier 11 it's mainly about fusing more rules. However, an 11th rank life fuses the rule of time with the space rules. If possible, the more pillar rules fused, the greater the benefits. Xia Qin's Supreme Being nodded. Chaos rules. Lin Yuan couldn't help asking. You actually know about chaos rules? Xia Qin's Supreme Being was astonished. Human civilization couldn't possibly know about chaos rules without that enormous opportunity falling from beyond the universe. I once obtained a little information about chaos rules at a place of opportunity within the Shenhuang secret realm, Lin Yuan said, half-truthfully. The matter of chaos rules, indeed, was something he learned from within the Shenhuang secret realm. Nevertheless, it wasn't from a place of opportunity, but rather from the spirit of the mysterious realm, the 6-armed silhouette, who spoke to him. It came from that Shenhuang emperor, who had vanished for endless ages. The Shenhuang secret realm was indeed left by an incredibly powerful being, so it's normal that he had some information about the chaos rules. Xia Qin's Supreme Being didn't think too much of it. Extrapolating from the present to the past, Xia Qin's Supreme Being was aware that Lin Yuan's strength while he was in the Shenhuang secret realm was significantly reserved. Under such circumstances, entering a place of opportunity that defies common sense and obtaining high-level information was nothing strange. An 11th rank life would indeed greatly benefit from enlightening the chaos rules when challenging the ultimate, Xia Qin's Supreme Being said with a hint of sentiment. But don't pursue this matter too much. For an 11th rank life to enlighten chaos rules is almost impossible. So that's how it is, Lin Yuan inwardly exclaimed. The disturbance he caused during his breakthrough had already confirmed his innate potential. Even so, Xia Qin's Supreme Being still didn't believe Lin Yuan could enlighten the chaos rules, obviously indicating the extreme difficulty of the task. By the way, announcing the advancement to 10th rank can wait a few more years, Xia Qin's Supreme Being said. The commotion caused by your breakthrough was immense. Those alien strong ones from the outside world believe that our human civilization has given birth to an 11th rank evolver who has thoroughly understood the rule of time. So, I plan to go with the flow and first announce that a reclusive evolver of human civilization has comprehended the rule of time, and then has broken through to tier 11 in the central star domain. Xia Qin's Supreme Being looked at Lin Yuan. Comprehending the rule of time at 10th rank, although inconceivable, there were precedents after all. The reactions of those alien strong ones wouldn't be too severe. But comprehending the rule of time at 9th rank? And causing such a big disturbance during the breakthrough. Those alien strong ones would probably become restive, seeking all means to target Lin Yuan. While the human supreme beings would pay more attention to Lin Yuan and not let those alien strong ones succeed, it was still better to avoid such incidents if possible. Can it really be concealed? Lin Yuan was quite curious. If I hadn't witnessed it with my own eyes, I wouldn't have believed that a breakthrough from 9th to 10th rank could cause such a grand disturbance. Xia Qin's Supreme Being glanced at Lin Yuan. The look the feather butterfly Supreme Being beside him cast towards Lin Yuan also flashed with astonishment. Compared to the illusion that human civilization is about to present to other species, the true truth is even more unbelievable. Isn't it? All right. Now that you've stepped into 10th rank, I should be going back. Familiarize yourself well with the power after 10th rank, Xia Qin's Supreme Being said, then vanished from view. Even a normal breakthrough from 9th to 10th rank would lead to an infusion from the universe's origin source. Everything about oneself would be significantly improved, so the most important thing for a newcomer to 10th rank is to adapt to the surge in power. Lin Yuan's induction was beyond 100 times that of the origin source of the universe from the chaos void origin, and the amount was unfathomable. The magnitude of his strength's increase was also well beyond what is normal for a 9th to 10th rank ascension by tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of times. Feather Butterfly Supreme Being glanced at Lin Yuan one last time before she, too, disappeared without a trace. Upon seeing this, Lin Yuan turned and returned to the Milky Way main star. Because the Supreme Beings intervened to isolate spacetime, none of the evolvers in the Milky Way star region noticed. Not even the 8th layer administrators on the galactic star knew that their Star-Lord had become a 10th rank evolver. Whoosh! Inside the Star-Lord's Great Hall, Lin Yuan's figure appeared. He then sat down cross-legged. Having broken through to 10th rank, Lin Yuan went to see Xiaqin Supreme Being and Feather Butterfly Supreme Being immediately, not even having the chance to carefully compare his own changes in strength. Now was a good time to slowly feel them out. Chapter 689 Shikuin Star-Lord. 9th rank. This is 9th rank. My physical body and soul have both skyrocketed by 1,000-fold. Lin Yuan was carefully savoring the sense of control brought about by his powerful physical form and soul. At this moment he was like a colossal celestial body. If he released his suppression, all matter within several light-years would turn to dust and then orbit around him. With my current state, even if I only used the strength of my physical body, a single punch would be enough to shatter layers upon layers of space. Lin Yuan thought quietly to himself. The 1,000-fold amplification of Lin Yuan's physical body and soul wasn't based on an ordinary 9th stage peak. It was based on a terrifying physical body that had been strengthened by the mysterious gourd, with a fundamental increase of over 20 times. Moreover, the world force derived from his vast inner world was constantly nurturing Lin Yuan's physical body and soul at every moment. Add to that, the martial Tao cultivation system was inherently skilled at tempering the physical body. That is to say, even before breaking through to the 10th rank, Lin Yuan's physical strength was already hundreds to thousands of times that of a peer at the same 9th rank. No wonder. I've only heard of 8th layer invincibles surviving against 9th rank powerhouses, but never of a 9th rank managing to survive against a 10th rank. Lin Yuan shook his head slightly. The increase was far too great. Even if other 10th rank powerhouses only sustained infusion from the universe's origin source, they were far superior to any life on the 9th rank. Even special 9th rank beings had no power to fight back in front of a powerhouse who had just entered the 10th rank. The higher you go, the wider the gap between realms becomes. It's like this from the 9th to the 10th rank, from the 10th to the 11th rank, and so is the gap between the 11th rank and the ultimate existences. Lin Yuan thought silently. Especially from the 11th rank to the ultimate, it was a chasm of whether or not one had broken free from the shackles of the river of time. Despite there being extremely powerful and ancient 11th rank lives in the cosmic starry skies, which possess the confidence that makes ultimate beings hesitant to take action against them, such as the mother of the tree realm. However, this hesitation doesn't mean that these ancient and powerful 11th rank lives can withstand the methods of ultimate beings, but rather they can obliterate themselves before an ultimate being comes close to completely destroying them, leaving the ultimate existences to return empty-handed. Inner world. Lin Yuan dispatched a thread of his consciousness to descend into his inner world as an incarnation. After sustaining the infinite chaos void origin, Lin Yuan's inner world showed no drastic changes in terms of size at first glance. But within the world itself, a significant transformation had occurred in all aspects. To put it simply, it was much like the difference between the central divine continent and the spirit realm. Space became more stable and the rules more balanced. A strike of the same might created gulches spanning thousands of miles in the inner world at the 9th rank, but in the present inner world, perhaps it could only split a boulder? I can feel that, after receiving the Chaos Void Origins infusion, my inner world has made a connection with the Chaos Void, thereby improving moment by moment. Lin Yuan thought to himself. Even without Lin Yuan taking any action, the layers of spatial realms within his inner world were being slowly developed. Lin Yuan's inner world was entirely independent and could slowly absorb the power of the Chaos Void. Other 10th rank evolvers were a bit inferior, able to absorb only the power of the main universe, but probably not much different from Lin Yuan's current state. The spatial layers were unfolding slowly of their own accord, it was just much slower in terms of speed. This is also why 10th rank powerhouses didn't care about how many spatial layers their inner worlds had. Because at the 10th rank level, the inner worlds would actively synchronize with the main universe, Chaos Void, which would autonomously develop spatial layers. Certain ancient 10th rank lives had an inner world with spatial layer counts that could reach hundreds of millions or even billions of layers. In such cases, some 9th rank powerhouses intentionally developed more spatial layers to receive more of the universe's origin infusion. A normal 9th rank powerhouse transcending to the 10th rank would tear open a gap millions of miles wide for the universe's origin infusion. Whereas special 9th ranks that had developed tens of millions of spatial layers would tear a 2 to 3 million mile gap upon ascending to the 10th rank. Given that the time spent in breakthrough remained at 333 seconds, the difference in the amount of main universe origin infusion received by the two was like night and day. This is the greatest benefit of developing more spatial layers at the 9th rank. Lin Yuan had developed more than 23 billion layers in his spatial realms. The direct size of his inner world also exceeded 200 million miles. Combining various factors, the gap torn in the universe reached 12 light-years. The resulting infusion of Chaos Void origin was immeasurable, allowing Lin Yuan's strength to increase far beyond expectations. My current true combat power is roughly equivalent to 3 to 5 Black Star Lords. Lin Yuan gauged his own strength and made an objective assessment. The Black Star Lord was a veteran grade A tier 10, having understood 2 pillar-level fusion rules. Although Lin Yuan had yet to comprehend one such pillar-level rule, the power he wielded was too formidable. If the Black Star Lord indeed faced Lin Yuan, the outcome would be the Black Star Lord's full-force attack wouldn't break through Lin Yuan's defense, and a casual strike from Lin Yuan, if it even grazed or brushed against him, would leave the Black Star Lord spitting blood from serious injuries. Elemental Body. Lin Yuan thought of this physical body divine ability from the world of gods. The combat among 10th rank powerhouses mainly depended on the strength of their fusion rules. And fusion rules are also rules, simply a perfect counter for the elemental body. After getting somewhat accustomed to the changes in himself, Lin Yuan moved his thoughts, and his 2 primordial spirits appeared in front of him. During the period of Chaos Void origin infusion, the 2 primordial spirits also benefited and gained strength almost as much as the main body. You go to the large alien battlefield. Lin Yuan looked towards the Taiyang divine spirit. Having stepped into the 10th rank, Lin Yuan naturally planned to visit the large alien battlefield. Putting other things aside, at the very least, the speed of accumulating world-breaking origin force there would be much faster than at medium-sized otherworldly battlefields. After breaking through to the 10th rank, the last bit of threat from the large alien battlefields to Lin Yuan gradually disappeared. As long as the supreme beings of different species didn't take action against him, he had nothing to fear. Time slipped away. In the blink of an eye, 5 years had passed. Under the operation of the ultimate beings like Xiaqin Supreme Being and others, the news of Lin Yuan's breakthrough to the 10th rank finally began to go public. Actually, if it were not made public soon, the outside world would also speculate whether the Galactic Star Lord had stepped into the 10th rank. With the strength Lin Yuan showed in the Shenhuang secret realm, breaking through to the 10th rank should not be difficult for him. 10th rank. Did Lin Yuan really step into the 10th rank? 200 years. A 10th rank evolver in less than 200 years. Our Kanglin star has actually given birth to an existence like Lin Yuan. After years of development, Kanglin star was already not much inferior to the main stars of some star systems, but still celebrated wildly upon learning that Lin Yuan had become a 10th rank evolver. Many young citizens of Kanglin star had no idea what it meant to be a 10th rank evolver, but the fact that their own planet had produced such a great person was exhilarating to them. In the virtual world, Lin Yuan was chatting leisurely with the Black Star Lord, the Lustrous Star Master, and several other grade A tier 10 beings. Galactic Star Lord, when you broke through to the 10th rank and experienced the infusion of the origin source of the universe, how did it feel? The Black Star Lord couldn't help but ask. This was also the biggest difference from the previous breakthroughs. 10th rank evolvers had already set one foot at the peak beneath the supreme beings. They could receive the gifts of the origin from the main universe. This was an unprecedented great opportunity, and even for the most amazing evolvers, they would experience it at most 2 or 3 times in their lifetime. Not bad, Lin Yuan said with a smile. Although it had been 5 years since he had entered the 10th rank, the sensation of the Chaos Void Origin Infusion still made Lin Yuan quite addicted. The feeling that everything about oneself was crazily improving under the Origin Infusion was highly addictive. Ha 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 ha. A smile appeared on the Black Star Lord's face. The lustrous Star Master beside him also wore a smile. If the Galactic Star Lord, who had not yet entered the 10th rank, was something they only valued for his potential, now the Galactic Star Lord had broken through to the 10th rank and stood at the same height as them. With the talent and aptitude of the Galactic Star Lord, reaching Grade A was only a matter of time. The major powers in the outside world estimated that in at most a few thousand years, human civilization would have another Grade A Tier 10 being. What the Black Star Lord and the Lustrous Star Master didn't know was that Lin Yuan's current strength had already surpassed Tier 10 Grade A, and in a few thousand years, Lin Yuan would probably have already stepped into Tier 11. In the Xiun Star Domain, the Great Peak Master of the Red Kuan lineage sat in the Grand Hall, with numerous pieces of information flickering across the light screen in front of him, mostly about the Galactic Star Lord stepping into the 10th rank. Little junior brother has become 10th rank. The Great Peak Master touched his nose and shook his head. I remember back then, I stepped into the 8th rank just before my junior brother did. Now, I'm still struggling in the early 8th rank, and my junior brother has already reached the 10th rank? The great senior brother felt a suffocating sensation. The little guy who needed his protection to even break through to the 6th rank had now grown to become a pillar of human civilization that would continue to grow into the future? Thank goodness I got along well with my junior brother back then. A smile spread across the great senior brother's face. After stepping into the 8th rank, he was in charge of a star domain, and the surrounding Star Lords were all trying to befriend him, banking on the face of the Galactic Star Lord, of course. In the Wanyang Star Domain, Wanyang Holy Sun looked at the message in front of him. His mentality had completely changed. 13 Peak Master has become 10th rank. Wanyang Holy Sun rubbed his forehead. The 13 Peak Master whom he once regarded as his goal had now grown to be a giant that even his own teacher had to look up to? No, that's not right. Wanyang Star Lord was but an invincible 8th rank. Facing a 10th rank evolver, he couldn't look up to him even if he wanted to. But, no matter how monstrous 13 Peak Master is, what can he do about it? Didn't he lose to me once in the arena match? Wanyang Holy Sun thought cheerfully. Just this incident alone would give him, Wanyang Holy Sun, bragging rights for the second half of his life, and even the Wanyang Star Lord could only watch enviously. Time flew by. Another 2 years passed in a blink. Chikuan Star Domain, Chikuan Main Star. A majestic spatial fluctuation began to permeate, and a gigantic starry sky wanderer Kuan slowly wandered among the various spatial layers outside the main star. The next moment, this starry sky wanderer Kuan rapidly shrank, transforming into an old man wearing a red robe. 9th rank. This is the 9th rank. The Chikuan Star Lord cried tears of joy, overwhelmed with excitement, silently feeling the power from the many spatial layers. After more than 100 years of seclusion, he finally took that step and entered the 9th rank. 30,000 years, and I, Chikuan, have also stepped into the 9th rank. The Chikuan Star Lord wept, and with the starry sky wanderer Kuan's affinity with space, he had just stepped into the 9th rank and had already opened nearly 1,000 spatial layers. Now, in front of my disciple, I can finally hold my head up. The Chikuan Star Lord restrained his aura. After Lin Yuan entered the 9th rank, his teacher had remained at the 8th rank. This had put a lot of pressure on the Chikuan Star Lord. Although human civilization was no stranger to disciples surpassing their masters, the Chikuan Star Lord also cared about his dignity. Now that the Chikuan Star Lord had stepped into the 9th rank, he felt a bit more confident. Thinking this, the Chikuan Star Lord began to connect to the virtual world, intending to announce his successful breakthrough and to catch up on what had happened in human civilization during his 100 years of seclusion. However, he felt somewhat bewildered upon getting updated. Not understanding was one thing, but understanding left the Chikuan Star Lord somewhat astonished. Chapter 690. The cycle of life and death goes on. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. The commotion caused by the Chikuan Star Lord's successful breakthrough immediately caught the attention of many powerful beings on the main star. All the peak masters sensed it at once and hurried towards the location of the Chikuan Star Lord. There are 13 peak masters in the lineage of Red Kuan, with the Great Peak Master and 13 peak masters stationed in other star domains. Only 11 peak masters remain on the main star. At this moment, with the powerful aura of the Chikuan Star Lord spreading, 10 peak masters were quickly approaching. Teacher, have you made a breakthrough? Congratulations on advancing to the 9th rank. Teacher. The peak masters, upon seeing the Chikuan Star Lord standing with hands behind his back and eyes closed, offered their congratulations one after another. As disciples of the Chikuan Star Lord, the more powerful their teacher became, the more benefits they naturally reaped. In human civilization, the bond between master and disciple is even closer than that of kin. For becoming master and disciple means their life levels won't differ too much. They can endure the long years side by side. But kin? How many of them are still alive, those who are kin to 10th rank evolvers, 11th rank evolvers? Even the kin of supreme beings have mostly died, and while supreme beings can swim against the current, resurrecting past beings. However, if they died due to the end of their natural lifespan, even if they were resurrected by force, they would die once again when their time was up. To achieve eternity, one must become a 12th rank life, stepping out of the river of time. You have arrived. The Chikuan Star Lord glanced at the numerous peak masters and nodded slightly. At this moment, his heart was in turmoil, having just connected his consciousness to the virtual world and received countless pieces of information from the past 100 years. The most dazzling was naturally the Galaxy Master. Within the Shenhuang secret realm, he unleashed a massacre, with his power alone, forcing the 9th rank powerhouses of several opposing peak clans of human civilization to willingly die within the secret realm. Years later, he stepped into the 10th rank, and stood near the pinnacle just below the supreme beings. My disciple! The Chikuan Star Lord fell silent. Initially, he had merely suggested that Lin Yuan explore the open Shenhuang secret realm, to see if he could figure out any connection between the Shenhuang evolutionary path and the secret realm itself. He had never anticipated Lin Yuan would cause such a stir. Back when the Chikuan Star Lord entered the Shenhuang secret realm, he was extremely cautious, for an 8th layer invincible being belonged to the lower levels of the secret realm. But how domineering was Lin Yuan's performance in the Shenhuang secret realm. Those aloof special 9th ranks had to scurry away like rats, dying if they were too slow to escape. As for Lin Yuan stepping into the 10th rank, the Chikuan Star Lord, despite his complex feelings, secretly felt a sense of relief. When Lin Yuan had ascended to the 9th rank, the Chikuan Star Lord was an invincible 8th ranker, hoping to impact the 9th rank level, to become an evolver on the same level as his junior disciple. This was also why the Chikuan Star Lord had been in seclusion for over 100 years. If not for Lin Yuan's provocation, perhaps the Chikuan Star Lord would have taken a few thousand years to brew. When naturally reaching the peak, he would then consider advancing to the 9th rank. After all, he had a long lifespan left. As a starry sky wanderer Kuan with peak lineage, the Chikuan Star Lord's lifespan was much longer than evolvers on the same level. But now, Lin Yuan had entered the 10th rank. The Chikuan Star Lord actually felt a sense of relief because reaching the 10th rank level was not something he could achieve by merely entering seclusion. Even though the starry sky wanderer Kuan's cultivation at the 9th rank brought great benefits, opening up numerous spatial layers, for one favored by the origin source of space, it was considerably easier. But to completely traverse the 9th rank, to open up millions of spatial layers? Without 100,000 years, one need not even think about it. That was if everything went smoothly. If it didn't, falling into several bottlenecks could greatly delay the timing. The Chikuan Star Lord's thoughts were tumultuous, and for a moment he even felt sentimental. As long as the gap wasn't significant, there was the thought of overtaking. But when the gap became a vast chasm, the Chikuan Star Lord completely lost such thoughts. Teacher, our junior brother, he has stepped into the 10th rank. The 10 Peak Master immediately said, eager to share the good news with the Chikuin Star-Lord. I know, replied the Chikuin Star-Lord, giving the 10-Peak Master a glance. In the future, you all should learn more from 13. At these words, the 10-Peak Masters looked at each other in dismay. Learn from the junior brother? What could they learn from the junior brother? Deep in the cosmic starry sky, within a certain secret realm, the Tuoba ancient god was sitting cross-legged, his terrifying aura affecting the surrounding space and time. The Galaxy Master, that little fellow. Hello everyone, this is Shadow. Due to copyright restrictions on YouTube, I can't publish many of the audiobooks you love. That's why I've created a special paid service where you can enjoy over 300 high-quality audiobooks from platforms like Webnovel, Pocket FM, Audible, Wuxia, and more. Each novel comes as a one-time purchase, no subscriptions, no hidden fees. After payment, you'll receive full access via Telegram, along with all future updates for that novel. You'll find a wide selection of your favorite genres and titles, always in premium audio quality. Check the full list of available novels in the description. DM me now to get your favorite stories in audiobook form and start listening today.